Imagine a business that has locked in a winning formula. Output is optimized, operations are running flawlessly, and the market position feels entirely secure. But external forces are constantly in motion. A sudden spike in global fuel prices or a sharp fluctuation in interest rates can turn a streamlined operation into a high-cost burden overnight. To counter these shifts, management uses analytical tools like Pestle or Porter's 5 Forces to identify the source of the pressure. However, identifying a threat is only the beginning of the process. If a company holds its course while the environment shifts, that original winning formula becomes a drain on capital. Every month spent ignoring the new reality erodes the cash reserves needed for a pivot, making a total collapse almost inevitable. Survival requires moving from analysis to action. To protect the business, management must execute a specific response from one of 4 strategic playbooks. Consider a business that is starting to stagnate, even though the broader market remains healthy. This scenario calls for an intensive strategy. This involves doubling down on current operations to aggressively improve a competitive position. The business might drop prices to sell more of its current product, known as market penetration. It could take that same product into new geographical territories through market development, or it can innovate and release an upgraded version to its existing customers through product development. But the pressure doesn't always come from the customer. A business might find its growth throttled by supply chain bottlenecks or retailers who are inflating the final price. When external partners become barriers, the business may move towards an integration strategy to take direct control. Buying out a retailer is forward vertical integration. Purchasing a supplier is backward vertical integration. And buying out a competitor is horizontal integration. Both intensive and integration strategies focus on asserting absolute dominance within a familiar industry. The third scenario is more severe, a situation where the business's current market is slowly dying or the core product is becoming obsolete. Diversification spreads financial risk by moving outside the failing core business. Adding a related product is concentric diversification. An unrelated product for existing customers is horizontal diversification. The most aggressive move, conglomerate diversification, sells unrelated products to new markets. Finally, there is the most difficult scenario, a completely hostile environment that is causing a massive cash bleed. This requires a defensive strategy, like divestiture, selling off unprofitable departments, or retrenchment, where the business terminates contracts to reduce overhead. If no options remain, the business faces liquidation, selling all assets to pay creditors and closing. Strategy is the mechanism used to capture a market, but in a crisis, it is the tool used to manage a retreat and secure whatever value is left. No strategy is permanent. A highly profitable market penetration move today could force a defensive retrenchment tomorrow just to keep the lights on. In a volatile world, the only true competitive advantage is the ability to adapt. For Matric students, mastering these moves is the key to Section B and Section C. When you face a case study, you are expected to act as an external consultant. You must perform a 3-step analysis, identify the exact problem, name the correct strategy from the 4 playbooks, and provide a clear justification. The most important step is to quote directly from the scenario text. The markers are looking for proof that you can link the theoretical strategy to the specific evidence in the case study. Approaching the syllabus as a set of connected tools, rather than isolated chapters, makes those complex, high-mark case studies significantly more manageable.